Hey folks, so today we're going to do something different and something that's hopefully going to be quite interesting for the Hive gaming community. We're going to be checking out these Fighting Fantasy Classic adventure books. We're going to be looking at the Forest of Doom today. So these books were originally written in the 1980s. They're kind of like Dungeons and Dragons stories where you roll dice to see what kind of skills you get and to see the outcome of different encounters. So this is the back of the book here. It says, only the foolhardy would risk an encounter with the unknown perils that lurk in the murky depths of Darkwood Forest. Yet there's no alternative, for your quest is a desperate race against time to find the missing pieces of the legendary Hammer of Stonebridge, fashioned by dwarfs to protect the villagers of Stonebridge against their ancient doom. Author Ian Livingston, cover art Ian McCaig, and illustrator Malcolm Barter. So yeah, this is the only one of these books I actually had when I was a kid, growing up in the late 80s and 90s. And as soon as I seen this cover I was like, I recognise that from somewhere, I'm pretty sure we had that book. So I decided for our first book that we look at in this Fighting Fantasy Classic series, we should do Forest of Doom. Because look at that cover art. Doesn't that just make you want to click the pages and find out exactly what this is all about? Okay, so let's dive in it. The Forest of Doom is a Fighting Fantasy game book. An interactive adventure in which you are the hero. You can only win by choosing the correct path, finding equipment, avoiding traps and surviving combat. I'll try and put this music down a little bit. Okay. You'll need to be as wise as an owl and as cunning as a weasel to triumph over the challenges ahead of you. Before embarking on your adventure, you must determine your own strengths and weaknesses with a series of dice rolls. You've been preparing for your quest by training yourself in swordplay to improve your skill and exercising vigorously to build up your stamina. Before making your rolls, you must choose from one of 3 difficulty settings. This gamebook has been designed for optimum challenge on the adventurer difficulty mode, which is what we're going to be playing through. For newcomers to Fighting Fantasy, we recommend adventurer or free read modes. For experienced readers already familiar with the printed version of this game, we recommend hardcore hero. Well, we'll do a hardcore hero playthrough, but I think we're going to do adventurer mode first. Please note that the ending of the Forest of Doom has been changed in hardcore hero mode to make it harder. So we're going to do adventurer. This just tells you about the different modes. So what's hardcore hero? What's the difference? If you've beaten the Forest of Doom in adventure mode or have read the printed form of this gamebook before, test your courage in Darkwood Forest with the ultimate challenge. Your starting skill is calculated by rolling 1d6 plus 4. You still receive unlimited bookmarks. So you have slightly less skill, I guess, in the hardcore adventure. And free mode is basically just a free read. So we're going to go for adventure difficulty. You have chosen the adventure difficulty mode. Before continuing, you must calculate your initial stamina. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination and overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you'll be able to survive. You must roll 2 dice and add 12 to the number rolled. This is then entered in the stamina box on your adventure sheet. Stamina will go up and down during your journey, but if stamina falls to 0, you die and your adventure is over. So there's no extra lives in this game. And we're doing a no takesy backsies rule where we just got to go with what we get. There's no rerolls. So let's see. We roll our stamina. We want to see some big numbers. Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We could have a total of 24. So we got a 9. Our stamina is 21 of a possible 24. Next we got a roll skill. Your skill reflects your swordsmanship and general fighting expertise, the higher the better. Your starting skill is determined by rolling 1 dice and adding 6 to the number. This is then entered in the skill box and your adventure sheet. Okay, so let's roll skill. 3. Well, not too great, but we'll take it. It's better than 1. So let's roll for luck. Your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy kingdom you're about to explore. Your starting luck is determined by rolling 1 dice and adding 6 to the number. This is entered in the luck box, so let's roll for luck. Come on. Oh, not lucky. Only 8 of a possible 12. Well, still not too bad. Next you must choose a potion to take with you. In addition to your other starting equipment, you may take one bottle of a magical potion which will aid you on your quest. Each potion contains enough for one measure, so use it wisely. The potion of skill and strength will fully restore your skill or stamina points, respectively. The potion of fortune will add 1 to your initial luck before fully restoring your luck points. Oh, I guess we should take stamina. The potion of skill and strength will fully restore your skill or stamina points. Okay, I'm going to take strength so I can restore my stamina. Yep, I do. Next you must prepare your adventurer's equipment. You begin your adventure with a sword, leather armour and a backpack containing provisions, food and drink to sustain you during your journey ahead. Rationing your provisions is key to a successful adventure. They may be consumed at any time, excluding combat, by accessing the adventure sheet. Each meal restores 4 stamina. Be sure to pay close attention to your stamina and restore it regularly. Your difficulty setting determines how many provisions you begin with. Adventurers and free readers start with 10, while hardcore heroes begin with 3. During your quest you may encounter characters and items that alter your 3 scores. Usually these scores may only ever be restored to their initial amount. On very rare occasions, a particular page may grant an effect that defies this rule. Aside from these occasions, some magic items may also allow you to exceed your initial scores. Once you've readied your equipment, you may begin. May the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. You are an adventurer, a sword for hire, and have been roaming the northern borderlands of your kingdom. Having always spurned the dullness of village life, you now wander the lands in search of wealth and danger. Despite the long walks and rough outdoor life, you're content with your unknown destiny. The world holds no fears for you as you're a skillful warrior, well practiced in the art of slaying evil people and beasts with your trusty sword. Not once during the last 10 days since entering the northern borderlands have you set eyes upon another person. This does not worry you at all, as you're happy with your own company and enjoy the slow, sunny days, hunting, eating and sleeping. It's evening, and having feasted on a dinner of rabbit, spit roasted on an open fire, you settle down to sleep beneath the sheepskin blanket. There's a full moon, and the light sparkles on the blade of your broadsword, skewered into the ground by your side. You gaze at it, wondering when you'll next have to wipe the blood of some vile creature from its sharp edge. These are strange lands, inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts, goblins, trolls, and even dragons. As the flame of your campfire gently dies, you begin to drift asleep, and images of screaming green-faced trolls flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear a loud crack of a twig breaking under your clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. You stand motionless but alert, ready to pounce on your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by the dull thud of a body falling to the ground. Is that a trap? Slowly walk over to the bush where the noise is coming from, and carefully pull back the branches. You look down to see a little old man with a great bushy beard, his face contorted with pain. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his balding head and notice 2 crossbow bolts protruding from the stomach of this plump, chainmail-clad torso. Picking him up, you carry him over to the fire and stir the dying embers into life. After covering him with a sheepskin blanket, you manage to get the old man to drink a little water. He coughs and moans, sits up rigid, eyes staring fixed ahead, and starts to shout, I'll get them, don't you fear. Gillibrand, Big Leg is coming to bring you the hammer, oh yes, indeed I am, oh yes. The dwarf, whose name you presume to be Big Leg, is obviously delirious from the poison-tipped bolts lodged in his stomach. You watch as he slumps down again to the ground, then whispers his name in his ear. His eyes stare unblinkingly at you, as he again starts to shout, Ambush! Look out! Ambush! Ah! The hammer! Take the hammer to Gillibrand! Save the dwarfs! His eyes half closed and the pain seems to ease a little, and as the delirium subsides he speaks to you again in a low whisper. Help us, friend! Take the hammer to Gillibrand! Only the hammer will unite our people against the trolls. We were on our way to Darkwood in search of the hammer. Ambushed by the little people, others killed. The map in my pouch will take you to the home of Yaztromo, the master mage of these parts. He has great magics for sale to protect you against the creatures of Darkwood. Take my gold. I beg you to find the hammer and take it. Take it to Gillibrand, my lord of Stonebridge. You will be well rewarded. Big Leg opens his mouth to start another sentence, but nothing comes out except his last dying breath. You sit down and ponder Big Leg's words. Who is Gillibrand? Who is Yaztromo? What is all the fuss about the dwarvish hammer? You reach over to the still body of Big Leg and remove the pouch from the leather belt around his waist. Inside you find 30 gold pieces and a map. Okay, so I guess this is the map. Stonebridge on the other side of the forest. Yaztromo's tower, on the way we are. Somewhere in this area. Okay, jingling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards which may await you just for returning a hammer to a village of dwarfs. You decide to try and find the hammer in Darkwood Forest. It's been a few weeks since your last good battle, and what's more, you're likely to be well paid for this one. With your mind made up, you settle down to sleep, having taken back the sheepskin blanket from poor Big Leg. In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. You examine the map, look up to the sun, and find your bearings. Whistling merrily, you head off south at a good pace, eager to meet this man, Yaztromo, and see what he has to offer. Now turn over. Your walk to Yaztromo's takes a little over half a day. You arrive at the stone tower dirty and hungry. As the tower is set back on the edges of Darkwood, some 50 metres from the path you've been following, is difficult to find. Finally, you walk up to the huge oak door, somewhat relieved to find that it does exist and that Big Leg had not been speaking wildly in his delirium. A large brass bell and gong hang from the stone archway. As you ring the bell, a shiver runs down your spine and you realise that the loud bong invades a deep silence, which you had not noticed before. There are no sounds of birds or animals to be heard. You wait anxiously at the door and hear slow footsteps descending the stairs from the tower above. A small wooden slot in the door slides open and two eyes appear and examine you. Well, who are you? Demands a grumpy voice through the hole. You answer that you're an adventurer in search of the master mage Yaztromo, intending to purchase magical items from him to combat the creatures of Darkwood Forest. Oh, well, in that case, if you're interested in buying some of my merchandise, you'd better come up. I am Yaztromo. He then turns and slowly climbs the stone stairs. Will you follow him up the stairs, turn to page 261, draw your sword and attack him? Well, we're not going to attack him because we want to buy some things from him, so we're going to go to 261. You follow the huffing and puffing old man and his tattered roads up the spiral staircase to a large room at the top of the tower. Shelves, cupboards and cabinets line the walls, all filled with bottles, jars, weapons, armour and all manner of strange artefacts. Yaztromo shuffles past the general clutter and slumps down in an old oak chair. He reaches into his top pocket and pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. Placing these on his nose, he picks up a piece of slate and chalk from a table next to his chair and begins to write frantically. He then hands you the slate. Okay, so I guess we've got 30 gold to spend. What have we got here? A map? Let's see a map. Ah, okay. Okay, so we weren't far from Yaztromo's tower, and now we are at the tower. Adventure sheet. That's an adventure sheet there, sure. Okay. Doesn't tell me how much gold I have. But we know we have 30 anyway. Okay, so tell me what these things are. A potion of healing. Probably should get some of those. I'll never only buy one of each. Plant control, stillness, insect control, anti-poison, probably a good idea to have. Holy water, probably a good idea to have. Ring of light, don't know what it does. Boots of leaping, rope of climbing, net of entanglement, armband of strength, gloves of mental dexterity, rod of water finding, garlic buds, Headband of concentration, fire capsules and nose filters. He tells you that all the instructions for use are written clearly on the labels attached to the items together with their suggested use. He sighs and tells you that unfortunately the magic in the items only works once, but they are the best you can buy for the money. Okay, well we've got 30 gold so we can buy quite a lot of things. Let's go for a healing potion. A potion that will fix a physical injury to increase stamina by 4. Could I buy another potion healing? Okay, I'll take 2. I'll take a potion of anti-poison. Protects the drinker from various poisons. Holy water, feel we might need some holy water. Against undead creatures such as ghouls, I'll take 1. What's the ring of light? Can see in the darkest depths. Won't bother with the ring of light this time. Boots of leaping. Only 2 gold, probably should take the boots of leaping. Friendly boots that magically help you jump higher, I'll take 1. Armband of strength. This armband increases the strength of the user when worn. I'll take 1. How much have I spent? 6, maybe 15. Let's take gloves and missile dexterity, they're only 2. A purple silk glove that help the wearer throw accurately. I'll take 1. Fire capsules. Explode into fire when thrown. Oh, I'll take 1. A headband of concentration. Solely on the single objects despite any distractions. No thanks. Nose filters, I feel like I'm going to need them. I'm going to take a nose filter. And that's enough. Yastromo then asks you the reason for the purchase of your items, and you tell him your story and your decision to continue the quest of the luckless Big Leg. Ah yes, Yastromo says slowly, rubbing his chin. I heard that the good dwarfs of Stonebridge had lost their fabled warhammer. Without it their king is unable to arouse his people, despite the fact that the hill trolls threaten his village. Rumour has it that an envious king of another village of dwarfs sent an eagle to Stonebridge to steal the hammer, which it managed to do, but as it flew over Darkwood it was attacked by deathhawks and the hammer dropped into the forest and was lost. Apparently 2 forest goblins found the hammer but could not decide who was to keep it. They wrestled for hours but gave up. Then they discovered that the handle unscrewed from the head and the argument was settled. One kept the head and the other kept the handle. Then they parted, each happy with his new treasure. Who knows if they still have them. So I'm afraid your problems are doubled. I can tell you that the head is made of bronze and the handle is made of polished ebony. Both head and handle have the letter G inscribed on them. Your task is not easy. Good luck. You thank Yastromo and leave the room by the spiral staircase. Turn to page 177. Okay, turn to page 177. Outside in the bright light, you notice the dead quietness again. A narrow path leads northwards from the tall grass surrounding Yastromo's tower in the dense undergrowth of Darkwood Forest. In a few strides you're surrounded by the dark and tangled forest. Stones and knotted roots seem to hide in the shadows, and you can almost believe they're trying to trip you up. The light fades quickly and the air becomes moist and unpleasant. Deeper and deeper you go into the gloom. Eventually the path forks on either side of a huge old tree. Okay, do we go west or do we go east? Let's go east. The narrow path continues to cut its way through the tangled forest. Strange animal cries and noises echo through the trees. At last the path widens to approximately a metre across. Soon you arrive at a moss-covered wooden signpost, on top of which sits a large crow. The arms of the signpost read north and east. Just as you're deciding which way to continue, you hear the words, "Good afternoon." You look up in the direction of the voice and see the crow looking down at you inquisitively. "Good afternoon," you reply slowly, feeling a little foolish. The crow speaks again, asking which way you're headed. You reply that you're looking for 2 goblins. Small, sinewy creatures with brown, scaly skin. 1 gold piece will buy my advice, states the crow confidently. Will you pay the crow for its advice, ignore the crow and turn north, ignore the crow and carry on eastwards? Well, there's only 1 gold. Let's see what the crow says. Pay the crow for its advice. You put the gold piece on top of the signpost as requested by the crow, after which it says, go north. You ask the crow why it needs gold pieces, and it replies that it needs 30 gold pieces to pay Yaz Tremo to turn it back into a human again. You bid the crow farewell. If you want to go north as advised by the crow, turn to page 8. If you'd rather continue eastwards, turn it... Okay, let's take his advice. We've gave him money, we might as well go to take his advice and go north. Walking along the path, you hear footsteps and arguing voices ahead of you. If you wish to meet their owners, turn to page 317. If you would rather hide in the bushes to let them walk by, turn to 392. Yeah, let's meet them. 317. Oh, goblins. Hobgoblins, okay. You draw your sword and prepare to meet the owners of the arguing voices. 2 tall, spindly creatures appearing clad in tattered cloth, over which they wear chainmail jackets. They see you and instantly stop their argument. They're hobgoblins and draw their sword to attack you. Cool, we've got a fight. You must fight! If you win, turn to page 301. If you wish to escape during the battle, you may do so by turning to page 41. If you're killed, okay. Okay, well this could be a very short adventure. Let's fight. Okay, first hobgoblin. 6 stamina, 6 skill. Fight, escape, you must fight. So what happened there? We rolled a 5, 6, 7, and it rolled a 5, I guess. Tap to continue. So I'm not entirely sure where this works, I guess. Okay, well we rolled that and they rolled that, and I guess if our roll is higher, so 5, 6, 7 and 5, I don't know. You hit the first hobgoblin, tap to continue. As long as we're winning, that's cool. First hobgoblin, we could fight, let's try luck, let's see what happens if we click luck. You are lucky, your weapon hits hard. Okay, you're lucky, your weapon hits hard. Do 2 more damage. Tap to continue. I guess we fight. Oh. He rolled 1 more than us. We rolled a 9, he's rolled 10. I guess maybe because I have more skill or luck or something, I don't know why, but I hit him, he looks like he's dead. You hit the first goblin. Tap to continue. You have defeated the first hobgoblin. You must face the second hobgoblin. Okay, so he's a little more stamina, a little less skill. Let's do this. Fight. Yes, we've got 9. He has 7. Yes. You hit the second hobgoblin. Tap to continue. Let's try luck, I guess. You're lucky, your weapon hits hard, you do 2 more damage, tap to continue. Oh yes, we've got 9, he only has 2. He's going down. He has 1 point left. Yeah, let's just fight. Oh, it's a neck and neck, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 8. Yeah. First encounter and we didn't even take a hit there, I don't think. You are triumphant. We get some triumphant music. Excellent. Okay, if you win, turn to page 301, let's do that. You search through the pockets of the hobgoblins and find 3 gold pieces, a tiny brass flute, and 2 maggot-ridden biscuits, which will restore 1 stamina each. There's also a necklace made of mouse skulls around one of their necks. A mouse skull necklace, wow. To the left of the path you notice a large hole in the ground with a diameter of some 3 meters. Walking over to the edge of the hole, you see it sloping off into the depths of the earth. If you wish to walk down the hole, turn 125. If you prefer to continue walking northwards up the path, turn to 337. We're going to go 337. Alas, the trees begin to thin out, and shafts of sunlight beam down through the gaps on either side of the path. As the path widens, you see a large cave entrance set a few yards back on the right. If you want to examine the cave, turn to 230. If you want to continue northwards up the path, turn 358. Now I guess we've got to examine the cave. Whoa! Ogres! Slowly, you peer into the cave and see the huge shape of an ogre, walking slowly over to a wicker cage with a bowl of water in his great hand. He's dressed in animal furs and carries a stone club in his belt. There appears to be a small creature jumping around inside the cage. You may pick up a rock and throw it at the ogre. Turn to 137. Rush in and attack the ogre with your sword. Leave the cave and continue up the path. Let's throw a rock at the ogre. If you possess a glove of mystical dexterity, turn it 5-5. Well, we do possess the glove. We got the glove of mystical dexterity. I guess that means we can throw the stone real accurately. So let's do that. You reach into your backpack and pull out the purple silk glove. It fits snugly on your hand. You then bend down and pick up a good sized rock and take aim. You throw the rock with all your might at the ogre, and it flies like an arrow to hit him on the side of the head, knocking him unconscious. The creature in the cage jumps around even more than before. Do you? Take a closer look at the creature in the cage. Search through the contents of the cave. Leave the cave immediately and continue northwards. Let's search the cave. There's not much of interest to be found in the cave. A straw bed, stone jars, a table and chair are all things that are immediately visible, but on a stone shelf above the bed, a small silver box catches your eye. If you want to open the silver box, turn to 240. If you decide to ignore the silver box, if you decide to leave the cave, let's open the silver box. You gently prise the lid of the box, but as you do so, a yellow gas escapes and envelops your face. Okay, well we've got nose filters, so that's good. If you possess nose filters, turn to 338. The gas is toxic, your eyes start to water. You hold your breath long enough to find the nose filters and slip them into place inside your nostrils. You inhale tentatively, but as well. After a while the gas cloud around your face fades away and you put the silver box into your backpack. If you want to walk over to the creature in the cage, if you'd rather leave the cave, let's check out the creature. Inside the cage, a small sinewy creature with brown scaly skin jumping up and down. He's a goblin and has a black shiny rod hanging on a leather cord around his neck. That could be the handle of the hammer. If you want to unlock the cage door, turn to page 9. If you want to ignore the creature and leave the cave, well, we want to unlock the door, see what this goblin's all about. You unlock the door and step back, drawing your sword in case the goblin tries to attack you. He picks up a wooden stool and waving it in the air, kicks the door open and charges at you screaming. Okay, let's fight. Yep, good roll. Unlucky, your hit was just a graze. Do 1 less damage, tap to continue. Wow, you actually got a stamp. You got a hit point back there for that one. I wasn't so lucky. Yeah, that was a good roll though. We got 7, he's got 3. Yep, again we've got 8, he's got 6, I think he's dead. You are triumphant. Excellent. So if we went on to 176. You bend down over the lifeless body of the mad goblin and examine the rod around its neck. The rod is made of ebony and there is a screw thread at one end. You're excited to see the letter G neatly inscribed at the other end of what must be the handle of the dwarvish warhammer. You put your find in your backpack and leave the cave to continue your quest northwards. Well, that was pretty quick. We already got the hammer, the handle of the hammer. Walk along the path. You do not notice a rope noose hidden beneath some fallen leaves ahead of you. Your foot catches in the noose and suddenly you're hauled into the air by the rope, which is tied to a sprung tree. In a second you're hanging upside down, suspended by your trapped foot. Test your luck. Sadly your luck has run out. You needed a luck score of 5 or below. So we needed to roll 5 or less and rolled a luck score of 9. So the lower the better that in that case. That's strange, but okay. So we needed to roll 5 or less and we rolled a 9. You're unlucky, turn to page 218. Your sword slips from its scabbard and drops to the ground, leaving you dangling helplessly. You curse as you wonder who set this infernal trap. After 10 minutes you hear footsteps and begin to panic, making frantic swaying movements in the air, trying to free your foot from the noose. Then a small boy dressed in green leather shorts and green shirt appears. He's chewing on what looks like a chicken bone. He walks underneath you, looks up and smiles, saying, "Ha ha! Somebody's caught in the ogre's tree trap." You ask him politely to pass you your sword. "That'll cost you 5 gold pieces. Or perhaps you have a nice magical item for me," he says, eyes widening. You're in no position to argue. You must give the boy the gold or one of your magical items, if you have any. Well, we got some gold from the goblins. I guess we could just give him 5 gold. I'm not giving him an armband of strength. I'm not giving him a potions of healing. I'm not giving him a potion of strength. Okay, let's give him 5 gold. Small boy passes you your sword and runs down the path. You cut the rope holding your foot and fall heavily to the ground. You get to your feet and brush the dirt from your clothes and you continue northwards. You notice a knotted vine hanging down to the ground from a tree on your left. You look up and see a roughly made treehouse amid the branches. If you want to climb up the vine to the treehouse, turn to 195. Well, let's check out this treehouse. You reach the top of the vine and scramble onto a wooden platform. A sheet made from leaves and ferns covers the entrance to a small, covered living area. As you approach, the sheet's thrown back and from behind it steps a large, hairy ape-like creature wearing only an animal hide loincloth. He's holding a large bone in his right hand and he grunts at you. He is an ape man. Draw your sword and attack him. Jump off the platform to the ground 5 meters below. Attack. We haven't been hit in battle so far, so let's see how we do. The ape man is very agile around the tree, and you have difficulty brandishing your sword. You lose 2 from your attack strength during each round of combat. Okay, we must fight. Fight. Oh no! We've rolled a 6, he's rolled a 12. The ape man hits you. Tap to continue. Okay, let's try luck. Good, we rolled a good 10. Oh, I guess maybe a high roll's bad with the luck. Maybe you got to roll low for luck. Unlucky. The wound is worse than you thought. Take 1 more damage. Okay. Damn. This ape man's rolling good. The ape man hits you again. Oh no. Damn ape man. I'm pretty sure these dice are loaded. These dice are loaded. No way. This ape man. Nice, okay, finally we get a hand. Nice! Again. Good for us. Okay, they're not loaded dice. They're not loaded. Let's try luck. Ah, that's a high roll. So I guess with luck it's like the lower the better. Because his luck's 3, mine is 9. And if I'm lucky and I'll lose 1 damage. Do 1 less. Oh no, when you do 1 less damage, he got a point back. Okay, that's good. We have again. And 1 more, let's finish this fight. Oh! Oh, he's taking me down to 12. I only need to hit him once though. Should still be able to kill him. Ah! Yes! Tape man. Well, he took 11 points. He took 11 points off me there. The ape man's very agile around the tree. Well, we've already done that. If you went on to page 207. Step over the body of the ape man and enter his living area. Animal bones and rotten fruit litter the floor. The ape man's bed is made of a moss and lichen and seems to be crawling with bugs. You shudder and step back onto the platform. You then notice a copper bracelet around the ape man's wrist. If you want to put it on your own wrist, yeah, let's see what happens. Twist the bracelet into place on your wrist. A powerful feeling surges through your arms and makes you jump. Your arms feel strong. You now possess a bracelet of skill which will add 1 point to all future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength. During combat as you wear it. Cool. So we've got a bracelet of skill. We got some loot from the ape man. Now climb down the vine and continue towards along the path. Soon the path leads out of the trees onto a large plain with tall grasses. Beyond it you see rising ground and further off some low hills. The path splits and goes in 3 directions. If you want to go west, you want to go east, if you want to continue north. Well, I wonder if the crow's advice was to go north because that's where we got the first goblin. So maybe it doesn't matter where we go now. Yeah, west, east, north. Let me just keep going north. The path cuts through the grass, which is about waist high. Although your visibility is good, you feel uneasy about any creatures which may be stalking you on either side. Suddenly the grass to your left moves and 2 wooden tubes appear, pointing straight at you. They're blowpipes belonging to 2 bandits, who each blow a dart at you. In order to evade the first dart you must test your luck. Come on, low scores. 3, that's pretty good. Oh, what? You had to, I had to roll a 2 or below and I rolled a 3. God damn it. Okay, if you're unlucky, the first dart lodges into your neck. Yes, I do possess a potion of anti-poison. Good, good, we chose well. We chose well with these magical items. The muscles in your neck start stiffen and you feel the effects of poison from the darts running through your body. You reach quickly into your backpack and pull out a small bottle labelled potion of anti-poison. You gulp down its contents, your body relaxes and the effects of the poison fall away. On seeing this, the bandits turn and run off into the grass. Will you draw your sword and run into the grass after the bandits? Continue north along the path. Ah, my adventure sheet, I have things I can use here, okay. These are provisions. Sure you want to use the provisions? Yes, use it. To use more provisions, because I've got to put my stamina rate back up to 21 if I'm going to fight these guys. So we only have three gold left, and equipment is a sword. Okay. Should have probably looked at this. I didn't realise we could drag this up. This is pretty cool. Yeah, let's say, yeah, we fight the bandits. Let's go to fight the bandits. You quickly catch up with the two bandits. They're wearing dark hoods and long cloaks. They brush the grass. They draw their daggers and both attack you. You must fight. Bandit A, fight. Nice. And again, fight. Oh, I think he got me this time. No, I got him. One more. 3 in a row. Yes. Bandit A is gone. Bandit B, fight. Yeah. One more. Oh, bad. You got one hit in. Oh, you got 2 hits in. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's dead. Draw the daggers and both attack you. So we win, we go to page 205. Each bandit has a small leather pouch in their belt. You find 3 gold pieces in each. You take their gold and return to the path. Continue northwards on your journey. So I guess we got some gold. As the path proceeds northwards, the grass becomes shorter and the ground starts to rise gently. Ahead you can hear the sound of flowing water, however much more ominous. You also hear another sound above you. In the sky, a loud buzzing noise. Suddenly, a swarm of large bees, each one some 10 centimeters long, is hovering directly above you. You may try to run to the water ahead and dive in. Stand and fight. Drink a potion of insect control. Yeah. Let's try and dive in the water. I don't want to fight a swarm of bees. You run as fast as you can towards the noise of the water with a long trail of killer bees right behind you. Soon you reach the bank of the river and with no time to think, you dive straight in. You hold your breath for as long as you can and stay underwater. When you surface again, the killer bees have gone. You drag yourself out of the water and start to dry yourself out. Examining the contents of your backpack, you're dismayed to discover that all your provisions have dissolved in the water. Oh no. Oh no. You look around and see that the path continues north over the river by a rickety old wooden bridge. If you wish to cross the bridge via the river, if you don't want to trust the bridge and would rather swim across, turn to 75. Well, let's just try the bridge. The bridge is in a terrible state of repair, but you manage to cross it safely. You're at the foot of some hills and it's getting darker as night closes in. You pitch camp behind some rocks to the left of the path and settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. You've been asleep for about an hour when a terrifying howl wakes you up with a start. You put new wood on the glowing embers of the fire and urge it back to life. You notice that there's a full moon in the sky. With your back to the rocks and the fire in front of you, you stand and wait with sword drawn. Soon you're aware of being watched. Then you see the 3 pairs of eyes ahead of you, glowing red by the light of the fire. Another howl piercing the night air, followed by deep growls. Slowly 3 pairs of eyes advance towards you. From out of the shadows step 3 wolves, ready to leap on you. They attack one at a time. Well, we have no provisions left, it seems. But we have 2 potions of healing, so that's not too bad. Okay. First hit for us, good. Oh, second hit, we're doing well with this first wolf. $17.13. Yeah, it's dead. Nice. You defeated the first wolf, now you must face the second wolf. Yeah, wolves just seem pretty easy to fight. Oh, it got me once. Oh, it bit me. Oh, it got me again. Looks like we got it this time. It's dead. Just. Oh, close. Nice. And the third wolf is dead. Eventually you manage to get back to sleep but are awake early. In the morning light you notice a gold-studded leather collar around the neck of the largest wolf. It must be worth 15 gold pieces. Putting the collar in your backpack, you wonder who the wolf's owners might be. You collect your belongings and head north along the path. The ground is quite steep now as the path winds its way up into the hills. By the time you reach the top of the hills, the sun is quite hot. All around in the distance you see the tight green circle of Darkwood Forest. Mist still hangs in the tall grasses behind you, but ahead you see a valley floor bathed in sunlight. All is quiet. As you start down the far side of the hill, you notice a small wooden hut to the right of the path, which is door slightly open. If you want to enter the hut, turn to 294. If you wish to press onwards, let's look in the hut. The hut consists of one room containing a fireplace, a wooden bed, a table with 2 chairs, a washing bowl, a wooden chest and shelves crammed end to end with birds' eggs. There's a lot of dust on the floor and the room does not appear to have been lived in for months. Will you rummage through the fireplace, open the wooden chest, leave the room and carry on northwards? Well, let's open the chest. The iron lock on the chest is old and rusty and will not open. If you wish to try and lift the chest and smash it on the floor, if you'd rather leave it and rummage through the fireplace instead. Let's just smash it. You bend down and try to lift the chest, but it's very heavy. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is less than or equal to your skill score, you succeed. If the number is greater than your skill, okay. Sadly, you fail the skill check. You injure your back and lose 1 stamina point. If you still live, if this injury is too many, you still live. I think we should maybe we should use a potion. Let's use a potion of healing. So we've got 19 stamina. You may try to lift the chest as many times as you want, each time risking injury if you fail. Decide not to risk any more injury to your back. You leave the room exasperated and continue north. Let's try again. So what is my skill score? So I need to roll 9 or less. Yeah. Should be easy enough to roll 9 or less. Yeah, you definitely passed the skill check, excellent. See what's in this chest. You lift the chest above your head and send it crashing to the floor. It bursts open and amidst the splintered wood lies a large, light blue egg, nearly a metre round. You tap it with your finger, it's cold and hard and feels like marble. Suddenly a crack appears and before you can move the egg explodes, sending fragments of razor sharp shell flying through the air. To determine how many splinters of shell stick in you, roll the die. Roll 1 dice. Okay. See how many shards stick in me then, from between 1 and 6. 3. You rolled a 3. 3 shell splinters stick in you, you lose 3 stamina points. If you're still alive, you stagger out of the room and continue north along the path. I guess we should have rummaged through the fireplace then. Walking down the hill, you see the valley floor stretching out ahead and beyond. The sinister wall of trees, Darkwood. On the other side of the trees lies Stonebridge, your journey's end. As you reach the foot of the hills, you see many large boulders lying around on either side of the path. You're amazed to see one of the larger ones gently rocking from side to side like a leaf in a breeze. If you wish to investigate the boulder, turn to 84. If you'd rather head north into the valley. You're amazed to see one of the larger... Okay, let's check the rock. As you approach the boulder, you're even more surprised to see it suddenly rise up on what appears to be 2 stumpy stone legs. And 2 stone arms with a huge club-shaped fist spring out of its sides. You stare in disbelief as the boulder lumbers towards you and raises one of its great stone fists. You snap out of your bewilderment and draw your sword to fight the boulder beast. Okay, let's fight the boulder beast. This could go horribly wrong. So far it's going good. Still going good. Oh, not so good that time. Oh, that time. Oh no. Better. Okay, we've got 8 stamina, he's only got 1, we should beat him, hopefully. Oh god. Oh no! Well, that was a close fight. And the beast was done. So we definitely need to use our... It's our last potion of healing. We've no provisions. And that's our last potion of healing. And we only have 10 of our 21 stamina. I wonder what happens if we use the brass flute. Oh, we can't use it. I guess we can't use it until the time when the story asks us for it. You look at the broken rock pile around your feet and wonder how such a beast ever came into being. Perhaps from the misused power of an evil elementalist. You'll never know. You take a piece of stone that was part of the boulder beast for later examination. You now return to the path and head north down into the valley. Arriving on the valley floor, you find that the path splits. To go north, to go west, or to go east. Okay, I'm going to see what's on the next page and I'm going to call it for part 1. I'm going to go north. Although it's a bright sunny day, a tiny grey cloud appears in the sky. It's very low and appears to be moving towards you. As it approaches, you see that it's moving very quickly. Finally it hovers above you some 5 metres off the ground. Suddenly a bolt of lightning shoots out from the cloud. Hitting you on the shoulder, you lose 3 stamina. If you're still alive, you see the cloud shoot off to the west at high speed. You pull yourself together and set off north again. A junction appears in the path. If you wish to continue north, if you wish to head west. We've only got 7 stamina. Walking north across the green valley, you see the dark green wall of Darkwood Forest looming up before you. The path leads straight into the thick undergrowth and soon you are walking between tall dark trees and thorny bushes. It's dark and quiet in the path, abruptly ends at a junction. Let's walk west. As you walk west along the twisting path, you pass another branch leading south to the valley. You ignore it and press on west. Eventually the path ends at a junction. Again, ignoring the way south to the valley, you turn north, 306. Amidst the trees to the left of the path, you see a small stone building covered with ivy and moss. You wish to examine the building? Let's examine it. Building measures only 3 metres by 3 metres. Has no windows. The door is made of stone and looks very solid. There's no handle and there does not appear to be another way to enter the building. Then you notice a tiny keyhole in the stone door. Do you possess a silver key? You do not. You try to charge the door, or you may return to the path. Let's try and charge the door. Let's just try it. You're unlucky. Path pitches on norward through the dense trees, then it makes a sudden turn to the right and heads east. The path is so overgrown in places that you have to use your sword to cut through it. Your walk east is long and tiring. At last you reach a junction in the path. Looking at Big Leg's map, you decide to head north again in the direction of Stonebridge and ignore the narrow path continuing east. Path opens out in a small clearing. To your right you see a pile of branches, grass and pieces of rag. The lair of some large creatures. Amongst the debris and old bones scattered about, you catch sight of something glittering. Yep, let's look more closely. Oh no. Oh no. You walk over to investigate the lair, but are suddenly aware of a dark shadow being cast all about you. You hear a loud roar above you and look up to see a dragon-like creature with 2 legs and green scaly skin flying down to its lair. A bolt of fire shoots from its mouth towards you. Test your luck. Sadly your luck has run out. If you're unlucky, turn to page 35. Oh! The firebolt slams into your back, knocking you to the ground. You lose 4 stamina points for the injury caused by the terrible burn. If you're still alive, turn to page 132. Well, we're barely alive, we only have 3 stamina left. The creature's landing in front of you is a wyvern. It looks at you and opens its huge mouth. Fly another burning roar. It's about 10 metres long and its thick scales look hard to penetrate with your sword. You possess a flute? We do possess a flute. You reach into your backpack and pull out the tiny brass flute. You have a strange feeling that you must play it now, before the enraged wyvern. As you do, a soft and gentle sound plays out from the flute, and a quizzical look appears in the wyvern's face. Its mouth closes and its eyelids start to droop. You're playing a magical fruit of dragon sleep, and the wyvern is powerless to resist its soothing song. Slowly the wyvern slumps to the ground and it's soon fast asleep. Well, that was good. You walk around the motionless wyvern and start to rummage through its lair, surrounding debris. You find a gauntlet made of plate iron, a throwing knife, 10 gold pieces and a gold ring. You put the knife and the gold pieces in your backpack. Will you try on the gauntlet, try on the gold ring? Yeah, let's try on the gauntlet. You slip the gauntlet onto your hand and take hold of your sword. Slicing the air with it, you feel more than usually skilled with your weapon. You now possess a gauntlet of weapon skill, which has 1 point to all future dice rolls for computing your own attack strength during the combat, as long as you wear it. If you wish to try on the gold ring, okay, let's try the gold ring. Oh, slipping the ring on your middle finger, you're suddenly gripped by an agonising pain. Eventually the pain subsides, but you're unable to take the ring off. You're wearing a cursed ring of slowness, which will subtract 2 points from all future dice rolls from computing your own attack strength. Oh no. Okay. Walking along the narrow path, you suddenly hear the sharp crack of a twig breaking and the whisper of low voices. You draw your sword and await anxiously for your back to a large oak tree. Then, from behind the trees opposite you, step 4 men and a woman dressed in green tunics. Each looks menacing and they stand with swords and axes in their hands. The young woman steps forward and tells you that you're trespassing on their territory and you must pay a levy of 5 objects from your backpack or face the consequences. So it's either give up 5 things. It's either give up 5 things or die. or try and drink the potion of strength and fight them, but we only have 3 points, so okay, I guess we just give them the stuff. Yeah, we can't fight them, we've got to give them 5 items. You may treat all the items in your backpack as a single object, including each gold piece. Oh, that's cool, so we can just give them 5 gold. Oh, let's give them 5 gold. So we're giving them 5 objects. Bandit woman takes items from you, step back till you pass, you head north again and soon notice that the trees beginning to thin out on either side of the path. Eventually the path leads out of the trees into a ploughed field. You're out of that wood forest. Stone bridge. The path leads through the field to a stone bridge over a clear stream. Beyond the bridge are the small cottages and wooden huts of a village. A sign on the bridge reads Stone Bridge. You cross the bridge and see 2 old dwarfs with long white beards standing by a cottage looking at you. Do you have the hammer head and the handle with the letter G inscribed in them? If you possess neither or only one of these, turn to 3081. You have failed in your quest to help the dwarfs. Being able to face Gillibrand, their king, you decide to head east and find a place to rest after your perilous adventure. But wait, perhaps you want to keep searching. If you do, turn to 98. Of course I want to keep searching. I don't want to let the dwarfs down. You decide that the best way to continue looking is to walk back around Darkwood Forest and pay a visit to Yastromo. As you begin the long walk, you're attacked by a large group of wild hillmen, probably the same group who attacked Big Leg and his party 2 days earlier. Test your luck. If you're unlucky, you're showered by arrows. There's no way you survive and your adventure in Darkwood's forests are over. You're dead. You have been beaten by Darkwood Forest. The Forest of Doom. The end. Okay, well, I guess I'll try that again on hardcore difficulty or something. But yeah, that was fun. Let me know if you guys want to see any more of these, or if I should try and get the other part of the dwarf's hammer. Stay tuned for more Fighting Fantasy Classic.